and welcome to our very first episode of the Real Estate Roast. I'm your host, Ashley Priestcorn. I'm a mortgage loan officer, home buyer educator, and your biggest cheerleader as you walk through the home buying journey for the very first time. If you've been feeling excited and overwhelmed about buying for your first home and you don't know exactly where to start, that's what we're doing here today. So grab your coffee and maybe a donut if you have one, and let's dive in. Today is extra special, though, because I'm not flying solo. I've got my friend Amber with me. Amber, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. I am a real estate agent and I have 3 little kiddos. I live in Crossville with my husband, and I work with a lot of younger first-time home buyers, and I absolutely love that. That's my favorite part of it. Yeah.
Awesome. That's exciting. We're going to talk about that today. So you mentioned Crossville, and we've got to talk about Crossville for a second. I mean, it's kind of like where the nightlife
Okay.
ends around 7, yeah? And most action you might see is
It absolutely does.
yeah, and you've got lots of Dollar Generals, yeah?
Yes, and I visit them often. They're quite handy.
Yeah, I've heard though with Dollar Generals is that they're starting to like have produce and stuff. Do any of the ones around
Yes,
you guys
there
have
are.
produce? Okay.
A lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It is handy when you need just a couple
I've
things,
got
not
some
gonna
things.
lie.
Crossville has its charms. Like if you like wide open land, affordable homes, and maybe being waved at everyone and their dog.
Yes, yeah. It's a very tight-knit community.
That's
It's nice and it's small. I like it. I'm not at the age that I need a nightlife, so 7 p.m. is great with me.
that sounds good. Where the grass may be greener in Crossville, the Wi-Fi may be optional. Yeah, and the moon pies. Do you
Mhm.
guys have a lot of moon pies?
I don't know. I wouldn't say we do. I think it is pretty common, but I don't see them all over the place, but they are around.
Honestly, okay, so I'll tell everybody here. I use ChatGPT to roast things, right? And so I'm confused, and I asked like, where does the moon pie thing come from? Do you even know
I
where that
don't.
would be coming from? Okay.
I don't know. I know
I was
there
like,
are moon pies and it is a thing, but I guess I don't know. Maybe I just don't pay attention to that. I'm not sure.
okay. Well, all right, let's get a little bit more serious and talk about the home buying process and why it's such a big deal. It's a major life moment and it's exciting. It can be emotional and yes, probably feel very overwhelming. And you said that you work with a lot of first-time home buyers. What's something you wish more of them knew at the beginning of the process?
Well, I wouldn't even say I wish they knew, but I think it's important to know. I mean, the first step is talking to a lender and getting pre-approved. I think that's so important that people don't understand that. But I mean, as a realtor, that's our job, is to help educate and to guide and lead. And so I wouldn't say I wish they knew, but I do think it's
Okay.
important they know. I mean, go to an agent and find out what steps you need to take, because there's so much to getting pre-approved before actually looking at homes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You definitely don't have to have it figured out. Just have the right people around you, and we
Right.
can help carry that load
Yeah,
for sure. Um,
exactly.
yeah. Would you say that the first step maybe is to, yes, maybe talk to a realtor so they can help you figure it out. But before you're touring homes and swiping through Zillow listings, maybe understanding what your financial foundation is, like your credit score. A lot of people don't understand that like loan officers can run soft checks, or at least I can, so that
Right.
doesn't ding your credit. And then let's see, how much have saved ahead of time. You don't have to have a ton, but it is important to have some. Um, and then
Right. A lot of people don't understand, sorry, that,
okay,
there's not only just the down payment, but you have your closing costs as well as any inspections you want done,
yeah,
the appraisal. So I mean, yeah, you do have to have some money saved up And there are obviously, other programs and things to help with down payments and things like that. But I
Yes.
mean, you do have to have some money. A lot of people don't realize besides just the down payment. So,
Yeah, there is a little bit more to that. But I think having a few $1,000s just at the beginning to be able to pay for those things so you're not
hmm
surprised, um, that so
right.
you have those things. Yeah, awesome. Let's see. Sometimes buyers come to you first before talking to a lender. What do you tell them before people are pre-approved?
Well, I usually talk to them and see what they're looking for, what time frame do. I mean, that's where I lead them is to a lender, one that I'm working with. They have a choice that they can go to any lender they want, but I obviously ones that have worked. That is the first step to see what they could get approved for. And a lot of people don't know what that payment's going to be, and I think that's an important thing,
Right. Absolutely. And I think talking about pre-approvals, we can kind of talk about that next. Like, I think a lot of folks kind of get stuck like with the difference between pre-approvals and pre-qualified. Um,
Right.
Pre-qualification is a guess. It's not like they're not digging into your financials. Whereas like a pre-approval means we actually look at your income, your credit, your debt, and then we get you ready to shop with confidence. From your perspective in today's market, is it helpful for people to be pre-approved before they start looking?
Well, yeah, again, because then they know what to look for, because then they can figure out what payment they're comfortable with doing. So, what price range do they need to look at? Also, when making offers, I mean, if you have that pre approval letter to show, they're going to the seller will look at your offer more seriously, knowing that, hey, you've made it that far, it's probably going to be good to go. So, they may take your offer over somebody's that doesn't have a pre approval, too.
Yeah, especially like it's especially true in the competitive market. I think we're seeing maybe interest rates
Right.
are a little bit higher, prices are doing something funky. I think that it's trying to settle out. I think we've got a lot of settling going on right now. And looking at
Yeah.
homes before
Yeah.
getting pre-approved, it's kind of like trying on a wedding dress before your boyfriend proposes.
Well, exactly, and
So,
how disappointing, if you are looking at a price range you think that you can do, but you can't, or that you can find something better than what you think, that you're looking at. So, I
yes.
mean, it's important to know everything before just starting to look.
Yeah, I think that's really, really helpful because you don't want to fall in love with the wrong house. Um,
Right.
yeah, so now on to the fun part, house hunting. Before you get carried away by Pinterest kitchens, let's be smart about it. What do you tell your buyers up front to help them stay grounded during the house buying process?
Well, I mean, definitely have your must-haves and your definitely must-nots,
Okay.
but I mean, sometimes you do have to just kind of make a decision. I really wanted 2 or 1.5 baths, but this house I love and it has
Right.
one. How long are we going to stay in it? Is it something I can live with for a few years, or am I just getting too excited? I want a house right now. I'm scared I'm going to not be able to find one. So just stay grounded with what you really must have and don't want. I mean, obviously, there's going to be times that you're going to have to take some
Right.
sacrifices for others, but just, have your list and try to stick
Yeah.
with it.
The needs versus wants is key, I'm sure, also. And being
Right.
patient. Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure that pays off.
It's hard though when stuff fast.
Yeah.
It's hard for people to just be patient when, you're looking. Like I have one client we've looked, and I mean I've showed her a house. We were gonna look the next day and it's already pending,
Oh
so
my
it's
goodness.
like when it's like that, it gets stressful. So
Yeah, it does get very stressful. So as you're doing showings, like what are some red flags that people should be kind of looking out for, especially as first-time home buyers?
look all around. Don't just look at the house and be looking at it. I mean, I'm such a stickler and a weirdo with roofs. So I'm always looking for roof leaks. I'm not gonna lie. And I
That's
mean, just look at the walls, the floors. I mean, windows. I'm big on windows. You look at things that are going to be costly for you to repair, down the road, rather than just, looking at the house. I mean, it's hard when you're excited looking at a house. You're like, wow, it looks so nice. But you do have to look at every little nook and cranny to make sure and make better decisions. Like, am I going to have money to fix that? Is it worth fixing, or not? So just look at
Yeah.
everything.
No, that's really helpful. Yeah, so now we're going to kind of shift a little bit into now that they've found the one that they're in love with. Now it's time to make an offer and get down to the final stretches. We've got inspections, appraisals, and then eventually closing. What should buyers expect when it comes to making a strong competitive offer in today's market? And what are sellers looking for beyond just the price?
Well, you really got to look at comparables of other houses in the neighborhood that have sold.
Okay.
Also, the day on the market's going to really depend on how aggressive you can be with your offer.
Okay.
I mean, if it's just got put on the market, that's going to be challenging to really get a really good offer. But if it's been sitting on the market, I mean, be aggressive, go after it, And sellers are obviously trying to make as much as they can out of a sell,
Right.
and they'll take the offer that best fits them. And a lot of times they might not want to do an FHA over a conventional, because appraisals for FHA are a little more strict than conventional. So,
Yeah.
Obviously a cash buyer is going to be more attractive to a seller or somebody that doesn't want to do any inspections. So anything that's going to be fast and quick and the best profit they can make is going to be what's best for them too. So
Yeah, man, I have heard a lot lately where that's kind of been a thing, especially right now. It's just people just wanting to get rid of their properties and what's best for them, obviously. So once your offer is
yeah.
accepted, you're off to the races, right? We handle all the
Oh my goodness, yes.
and it can be an intense process, but the cool thing is that when you have the right team around you, we handle the paperwork, we coordinate with title, and we will get you to the closing table, and communicate with you. So friends that are listening or will listen in the future, if you're sitting there wondering, could I really buy a home? I want you to hear this loud and clear. Yes, you absolutely can. You just need a plan and a team that cares. Um, as we kind of wrap up, it's just kind of a quick conversation today, but are there any final words of encouragement from you or anything else that you're like, I really would love for somebody to hear this, especially if they're unsure about if they're ready or not?
My big thing is, just even if you're thinking about buying a home, just even in the future at some point, or you're worried about your credit or any, past things that have happened to you, just go talk to a lender. And I mean, they will help through it, obviously,
Yeah,
and just, I mean, get it started. I mean, it can be a year or two that you're not wanting to buy a house, but figure it out now. I mean, it's better now to figure it out, get planning, get ready for it. And a lot of people probably don't realize they can buy a house too,
right.
right now even. So it's like, just go find that out, get everything squared away, and then go for it. 'Cause, I mean, it can happen.
It can. There's been a few things lately that like there's even you might have to get just a little bit creative in your searches
Mm-hmm.
and things. But
Right.
it can be possible. I've just heard that some
Yeah.
people are just paying out the wazoo for rentals right now. And so I'm
Right.
like, why not just check? Why not just check? So you
Exactly.
don't have
Yeah.
to
And
have it all.
sorry.
You're good.
I've worked
No,
with a
you're
few.
good.
I mean, worked with two couples that are early 20s that have purchased homes, which is just amazing to me. So, a lot of the
That's
younger kids don't want to pay rent. I mean, it is
yeah.
crazy. So you can do it. I mean, and just find out if you can. It doesn't hurt anything. Just speak to a lender
No.
and find out, and go from
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah, do you think that like what is the hesitation for like talking to a loan officer or a lender or a real estate
I
agent?
I think it's just scary for people, or they're just worried. I don't know. It's intimidating, I think. That would just be
Yeah,
my guess. It's intimidating. It's kind of makes you vulnerable. You're talking to somebody, you have to give them your information,
right.
and then am I stuck in something, but it's like, no. And a lot of people are worried about their credit and getting it. But like you said, there's soft checks, I guess I'll call it,
Yeah.
where it doesn't affect your credit, and they're just looking at things. You're not getting pre-approved or pre-qualified. They're just looking at it. Let's sit down and have a conversation. It does not have to be some big thing, and I think it's just intimidating for people.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
think I agree with you on that one. It's hard because it's like, I want everybody to have a house and I'm not scary. Please come talk to me.
Right, I
Um,
know, and it's not a big deal. It really isn't, and it's just having a conversation and figuring it out, and, I mean, if it's not now, it could be in the future, so
yeah,
but it's better to
yeah,
get started now and figure it out, so
yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Do you have any last thoughts or anything before we kind of end out for today?
I don't think so. I think that was all I have for today. Thanks for having
Awesome.
me.
Yeah, of course. I'm just gonna end this out real quick. So you guys don't have to have it all figured out today. Just take the first step. We can do like a free 30-minute discovery call and see what your options are today. Even if you're not ready, like she said, getting your stuff in order before you're ready is helpful. Just place a house emoji in the comments, or you can find me on Instagram at Mrs. Ash T Prescorn, or find me on Facebook, Ashley Prescorn, or you can find Amber Desylva on Facebook. When you reach out, you will automatically be sent a relevant in today's market first time home buyer guide that's relevant for today. We'd love to walk you through this journey. Just remember, buying a house based on Zillow photos is like online dating. You'll show up and realize the natural light was just a ring light and some lies. Turn in next week and keep dreaming big and take one step at a time. You've got this. Bye, guys.